Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. Hope you all are doing good today. Hope you are having, or hope you had a great week. Hope everything went well for you. Hope you're blessed. Everything is good on this end. I'm blessed, doing well. Hope you all are having a good start to your weekend, and the weekends are finally upon us. And I'm glad that we made it. Made it to see another week. Thank God. And I hope that you all are doing great. So far, I'm having a great weekend myself. And I'm going to get into the topic for this video. As we all know, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade on yesterday. The decision, the original decision, was 49 years ago in 1973. Roe v. Wade. It was overturned, and so now the Supreme Court is leaving it to the states to decide, about abortion, which is the 10th Amendment, which is what it should be. It should be decided by the states, the people. That's what it says in the 10th Amendment. Look it up, y'all. It's right there. I mean, you can look up the Constitution anytime, anytime, anywhere, on your phone, on your computer, anywhere. It's there. This force is readily available. And it states in the 10th Amendment, and I'm paraphrasing, that the power should be left to the states or the people. And with abortion, it should be left to the states or the people. I will say this. I will say this. The federal government does not have the right to tell women what to do with their bodies. They don't. The federal government does not have the right to tell women what to do with their bodies. They don't. The government, I think it should be limited. They're in our lives too much as it is already. And, when it comes to a woman's reproductive parts, they should not have any say in that. They should not. They should not. With that being said, I'm pro-life. I don't agree with abortions. Now, with the exception of rape cases, then that's different because that's a crime that's being committed. And I'm looking at the sense of, at the I'm thinking about the the trauma of the rape victims. Going through that process of having a fetus grow inside of you, knowing how that was started. It wasn't started because you love someone, you have feelings toward them. It was rape. Something was taken from you. Your innocence. Your body was just taken. A lot of women don't recover. Men too, but in this case, as far as abortion is concerned, a lot of women do not, recover from rape. They're mentally traumatized for years, decades. All the counseling in the world can't cure what they've gone through. I mean, it's a lot of women out there like that. I've known two women that have been raped and gotten pregnant, and they terminated their pregnancies. And I stood by them. I said, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, I think you're doing the right thing. Of course, that's just my opinion, but I think they did the right thing because God forbid, that's already a traumatic process of being raped, and then you got to go through the process of having a fetus grow inside of you, and then giving birth to this child, and then just thinking about how what happened to get to the stage. That's traumatic. So I could understand women having an abortion in cases of rape. I get it. I totally get it. But as far as, having a one night stand or just hooking up with somebody or you're in a relationship and you get pregnant and then you want to terminate the baby, no, or the fetus, then no, that's wrong. You know, put the baby up for adoption, put the child up for adoption, give them a chance at life. Give them a chance at life. Just again, my personal opinion. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that disagree with this, but this is where I stand on this. I'm pro-life. You know, um, yeah, but just give a child a chance. You got pregnant. It was unplanned. You didn't want it to happen. You didn't want this to happen. I get it. Put the child up for adoption. Don't abort this baby. Or have the baby and just take the responsibility. Have the responsibility of raising the child. A lot of women have done that too. Before I go any further, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Smash that thumbs up button down. Um, I appreciate the love and support. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. You get a notification every time I go on, come on here and do a video. You just get, get a notification bell every time I come on here and do a video. But meanwhile, just hit that thumbs up button. Smash that down for me. But moving along, but as far as incest, that's just nasty. That's just disgusting and despicable. Relatives shouldn't be having sex in the first place. Relatives should not be having sex with each other in the first place. That's just some nasty, disgusting, despicable. Ugh, that should never happen. Family members should not be having sex with each other. That's just utterly disgusting and despicable. So, ugh, oh, I mean, I guess in case of incest, that should never happen. But just you know, hooking up somebody with on a one night stand, or you're dating somebody and y'all get pregnant, or the woman gets pregnant and she don't have a baby, then just put the child up for adoption, but don't abort it or have the baby, and being a responsible adult and be accountable. And those are two words that we're not hearing: responsibility and accountability. We're not hearing those words. I wonder why. I'm hearing people say, well, the government don't care after the baby's born. Why would they care? You're the parent. You made the decision to have sex and to go through with the process. So see it through. Raise the child or put the child up for adoption. Why are you dependent on the government to raise your child? You shouldn't. Yeah, I understand, the government are taking away social programs, Head Start, after school programs. I get all that. Assistance for mothers, for single mothers. I get all that. Yes, I get it. But guess what? Life ain't easy. I'm not excusing the government. Lord knows I'm not. But life ain't easy. Life wasn't easy for my grandparents, for my grandmothers raising kids, our great grandmothers. Somehow they made a way. They figured it out. You can figure it out too, especially in this day and age with technology the way it is, with so many resources out there. Figure it out. Our relatives did, our parents did, and their parents did, and their parents did decades ago. They figured it out. They didn't say, well, the government ain't gonna, the government ain't gonna do it. The government cutting this, the government cutting that. They found a way. Find a way. Or, or here's another idea: abstinence. That's what Magic Johnson was preaching in the early 90s after he got HIV. He said either safe sex or abstinence, no sex at all. And I know there's some that say, well, it's easy for him to say that after he contacted HIV, but he learned his lesson. He learned the hard way. Who else should say it then? Who else should be the one to say it? If not him, then who? So, yeah, either safe sex or no sex at all, abstinence. That's always an option. Why aren't people talking about bringing this up? Why aren't they talking about safe sex and abstinence? Why aren't they talking about responsibility and accountability? Why aren't we hearing these words? Because it doesn't fit the narrative now. The narrative is my body, my choice. My body, my choice. Yeah, you're right. It is your body, your choice. Actually, it's a body inside of you. So it's not just your body, but it's a body of a being that's growing inside of you. So it's not just your body. You do have a choice. Too bad that being growing inside of you didn't have a chance or doesn't have a chance. You see where I'm going with this? I mean, we gotta make sense of this. We gotta. I mean, come on. Accountability, y'all. Accountability. Responsibility. People want to blame others or look to the government. Yes, the government should be protecting its people, should help its people. I agree with that. But when it comes to personal decisions, that is your job. That's not the government's job. The government should not be helping you raise your kids. I get it. Yes, they cut social programs. I get all that. I totally get it. And that's wrong. But figure it out. Make a way. People have done this time and time and time again under worse circumstances. And in this day and age with modern technology, we can figure it out. And that's all I'm saying. Just figure it out, y'all. And this whole thing with abortion, people really, really need to educate themselves on the history of Roe v. Wade. But I'm going to do you a solid and I'm going to help you out. So in the late 60s, and I keep forgetting her name, McCorvey. Norma McCorvey was a teenager, 18, 17, 18-year old in the Dallas area in the late 60s. She was a high school dropout, an alcoholic, and a drug abuser. She was married to a man who was in his early 20s, if I'm not mistaken. He was very abusive and he was an alcoholic. Well, he got her pregnant, Miss McCorvey pregnant. Miss McCorvey didn't want to have the baby. She was like, I don't want to have the child with this man. Um, and the state of Texas at that time, this was like little 53, 54 years ago. In the state of Texas at that time, women could not have abortions unless their lives were in danger, unless it was a extenuating circumstances, a life endangerment. Other than that, abortion in the state of Texas at that time was illegal. So Miss McCorvey came up with the idea. I will say that a group of black men raped me so that I could abort this baby. So she lied. Yes, that's right. Look it up. I'm not making this up. Look it up. She lied, said a group of black men raped her. This was in Texas, in the Dallas area in the late 1960s, a little over 50 years ago. So Gloria Allred and her fellow feminazis or ardent abortion advocates, um, encouraged and took notice of this case. And Gloria Allred, she needed to make her bones. She needed to make a name for herself, and she did it on this lie. And so, long story short, they pushed this lie. Oh, by the way, no, I should mention that Miss McCorvey ended up having a child when Roe v. Wade was decided, and the court allowed women to have abortions, which was in 1973. The child was adopted. Miss McCorvey didn't have the child; wasn't in her custody. The child was adopted; it wasn't aborted. But Gloria Allred and her group of feminazis and ardent abortion advocates pressed Miss McCorvey to go public with it to get public sentiment on her side. And that's what they did. And the Supreme Court fell for it. One of the justices on the Supreme Court at that time was Thurgood Marshall. May he rest in heaven. Rest in, may he's among the ancestors now. He's been gone almost 30 years now. But this was one of the things that I thought that he dropped the ball on. He should not have ruled in favor of Roe v. Wade. I wish he had not done that, but it is what it is. 14 years later, 1987, NBC News did an interview with Miss McCorvey, aka Jane Roe, and she admitted that she lied. She lied, 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 lied like a Persian rug. She admitted to it. Admitted that she lied. A few years after that, she became an evangelical Christian, and she just was a staunch opponent of pro choice or abortion. She was a staunch opponent of it. Now, you heard me right. Norma McCorvey, who lied about black men, a group of black men raping her in order to abort her baby, some 20 years later, was a staunch opponent of abortion or pro-choice, and she vilified Gloria Allred for using her. She said they used her, Gloria Allred and her advocates, her fellow feminazis. They used her to make a name for themselves and to get publicity to build up public sentiment. She said that they used her. Well, after that, after her, she was in evangelical Christian for a few years. Then she later converted to Roman Catholicism. She became a Roman Catholic and was still a staunch opponent of pro-choice or abortion. Then, so she was a confused, conflicted lady. So I guess on her deathbed, she said that she was paid to be to be against abortion. She was paid to be a opponent of pro-choice. That the pro-life people paid her. That's what she said. That was kind of like her deathbed confession. But the fact of the matter still remains, whether that's the case or not, the fact of the matter still remains, and it does not change, that this chick lied. She lied like a Persian rug. So Roe v. Wade, the moral of the story is Roe v. Wade was based on a lie. It was based on a damn lie. It's out there. Look it up, y'all. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down. Show me some love. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel so you get a notification whenever I do videos on here. Yeah, she lied based on a lie. And this is how Gloria Allred started to make her bones. Yep, look it up, y'all. Like I said, look it up. You can't make this up. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't want to. So that's that. Then there's Margaret Sanger. Going back to the late 20s, early 30s, she introduced contraceptives, and she is the founding mother of Planned Parenthood. She was big into eugenics, which wanted to really just rid the country of black babies. She wanted to rid, she did not want any more black babies being born. And she had her clinics in Harlem, predominantly black area of New York, what at that time it was in Harlem. Margaret Sanger. Look this up, y'all. Look it up. Heavy into eugenics. She was a white supremacist, and she wanted to help get rid of black babies, assist in the process of getting rid of black babies. Look it up. It's public. It's out there. So y'all see where I'm going with this? Abortion and Planned Parenthood is to get rid of black babies. If you look, every major city and town across this country, there are more Planned Parenthood clinics, aka abortion clinics, in the quote unquote hood than any part of any city in the country across the country. Are there any abortion clinics in, I don't know, Beverly Hills, Pacific Palisades, um, Miami Beach, in the Key Biscayne section of downtown Miami, or in the affluent neighborhoods of Chicago, of Philadelphia? I mentioned Detroit, of Dallas, of Atlanta. Are there any abortion clinics out there? Hmm. Why not? Why are they in the lower income black neighborhoods? Why is that? I know one right here in Oakland now. It's right across from the West Oakland BART station. They have Planned Parenthood on the front of the clinic. Can't miss it. That area, that neighborhood is low income, and it's predominantly black. And there's another one here in Oakland. Think in East Oakland, low income, predominantly black neighborhood. Why? Why is that? Y'all don't see what this whole thing about abortion. So the Supreme Court decision, and I said this yesterday, it's not a loss for the black community. It's not a win and it's not a loss. It's like, you know what? The Supreme Court, okay, a woman's body, her choice. Her body, her choice. We get it. But this is not a loss for us. This is not a loss for us. It actually isn't our fight. Actually, in a sense, it is. Now I think about it. In a sense, it is because abortions are targeting black babies. They're not targeting any other babies, just black babies. White people aren't their ethnicity is not increasing in the latest census numbers over the last 10, 20, going back 30 years. White people, their numbers are not increasing as far as the population of the United States. Their numbers are decreasing. Black people are increasing. A lot of black babies are being born. A lot of Asian babies are being born. Hispanic babies, but not white babies. You see where I'm going with this? They pushing this abortion agenda on our people. They have been for damn near 90 plus years. Margaret Sanger was doing it in the late 20s, early 1930s. And then the Supreme Court ruled it to be, you know, the law of the land in 1973, damn near 50 years ago. Only yesterday they reversed it and they leaving it up to the states, which is it should have been that way in the first place. Or it never should have came about. But this is not a loss for the black community or for black women. If anything, black women would be able to keep their babies and to raise black boys and girls. So this is not a loss for the black community. Oh, and while I'm on that subject, so one of the justices that ruled in favor of reversing Roe v. Wade, Clarence Thomas. I mean, he's has dark melanin. That's about it. But he not a he has he's a black man in whiteface or a white man in blackface is what I should say. A white man in blackface, but he still has the dark melanin. In any event, there was a young lady on Twitter that was responding to Rachel Maddow on MSNBC on Twitter, and she called Justice Thomas the N word, a nigger. Yes, she did. She said, "Doesn't the nigger know that his rights are next?" Young lady, liberal, she showed her true colors, and there are many out there similar to her that haven't showed their true colors yet, but she did. She was bold and she was big and bad and bold enough to do it. But she's going to pay the consequences for it. I'm sure her employer will see it and they will have a little talk with her in the office. It's not going to end well for her. But yeah, she took to Twitter. I shared it on my Facebook timeline and I shared it on my Twitter page. She sure did. Called Chief Justice, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas a nigger. She sure did. Yup, on Twitter. And y'all think y'all have white liberal allies. Y'all really foolish enough to think that these white liberals are your allies. No, they're not. They're just racist, just as the toothless rednecks down there, down south, or anywhere else. They're just as racist. They're just on the other side. That's the only thing is. They're just on the other side. That's the only difference. And that's right. The Constitution doesn't say anything about abortion rights. That's correct. Thank you for that. And thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, keep believing that these white liberals are your allies. No, they're just as racist because if you don't agree with them, then they will show their true colors, just as you saw like this young lady did on Twitter. And she's being exposed, and rightfully so. And now, people up in arms about, my body, my choice, this and that. Nancy Pelosi was all up in her fillers. Um, Gavin Newsom's the what they call it, the first mate, the first partner. His wife was in her feelers about this. Libby Schaff, the mayor of Oakland, she was in her feelers about it. But where was all this vigor? Where was all this energy over the last 2 years over the mask and jab mandates? If abortion is a woman's body, her choice, why isn't getting mean or people not getting a jab or wearing their mask their body, their choice? Why is that? Why did people lose their jobs in New York over not getting jabbed? And many other places. Are they gonna get their jobs back? It was their body, their choice, but they were punished for it. But here we are cheering women when they say, "You go, girl. Your body, your choice." Right on. Your body, your choice. But over the last 2 years, when people said this concerning the jab and the mask, oh, no, it saved lives. Oh, you wrong for that. You better listen to Fauci. You conspiracy theorist. You Trump supporter. You kook. They were called names and vilified. They had their social media accounts flagged. I did a podcast June 4th of last year about about the jab, and I was telling the truth. And YouTube took it down within an hour. They took it down, and I got a warning that if I violated policy again, that I will be banned from YouTube. Sure did. Surprisingly enough, Twitter and Facebook didn't take it down, and a couple of other social media sites that's all black that I put on there. Of course, they didn't take it down, but Twitter and Facebook didn't take it down, but YouTube did. Go figure. I don't know. A buddy of mine says something that's interesting, and I agree with him, but I hope this doesn't happen. But he says, and I could see this happening, and it wouldn't surprise me in the least bit that he think the Democrats are going to have their version of January 6th over Roe v. Wade being overturned. And I could see that. Actually, it's already starting because over the last few weeks, Justice Brett Kavanaugh the poor man can't even go to his house, haven't been able to come out of his house because there have been protesters protesting on his property with bullhorns and all kind of things. How is that? That's not in your constitution to protest on someone's private property. That's terrorism. Where they can't feel safe coming home or leaving home because they don't know what these protesters are going to do. That's terrorism. If it was wrong for the insurrectionists to storm the Capitol, it's wrong what these protesters are doing at the justices' homes. That's wrong. That's terrorism too. That's insurrection. You got to call wrong for wrong. I don't care who do it. Republican, if it's a Republicans that's doing wrong, it's wrong. If it's Democrats that's doing wrong, it's wrong. Wrong is wrong. Y'all need to get out of this damn tribalism. Democrat good, Republican bad. Democrat good, Republican bad. It's silly, it's foolish, and it's just utterly ridiculous. Y'all need to stop it with it. Stop. Stop. Wrong is wrong, y'all. I don't know if y'all were dropped on y'all, some of y'all were dropped on y'all heads when y'all became adults and forgot this, or you need to talk to your parents if your parents are still around and ask them, Mom, what's the difference if Johnny do wrong and I do wrong, is wrong still wrong? Y'all, some of y'all, I don't know. Y'all need your adulthood card taken away. Y'all need to go back and you can't be born again. That's impossible. But I don't know. Some of y'all make me wonder. Wrong is wrong. If it was wrong for those terrorists to storm the Capitol and kill those, what was it, two Capitol policemen, I think, storm the Capitol, talking about hanging Mike Pence from the gallows. If that was wrong and an act of terrorism, then these protesters, these pro-choice protesters or abortion advocates, ardent abortion advocates, protesting on the homes, in the homes of the justices, Justice Kavanaugh, I guess Justice Thomas too, with bullhorns. That's terrorism. That's an insurrection. That's wrong too. Call it down the middle, damn it. Wrong is wrong. Enough of this. It's just this country, people, I don't, God help us. God help us. But of course, people won't call it wrong because they love Biden. They support the Democrats. The Democrats could do no wrong because it fits their narrative. It fits their narrative. So of course they're gonna turn the other way. They're gonna look the other way, pretend it doesn't happen. But they quit to call out the Republicans, and the Republicans do the same thing for the Democrats. Republicans look the other way when it's their people doing wrong. They pretend it don't happen, but let it be the Democrats, then they call it out. So both parties are pieces of crap. Republican and Democrat, this two-party system sucks. It's terrible. Me personally, me personally, I lean toward the libertarians. That's where I'm leaning, toward the Libertarian Party. But that's just me. In any event, I'm going to hop off of here. Um, I think I said enough on this subject. So I'm starting to get worked up about it. So I think I should end here. Like I always say, always say, especially on subjects such as this, let's disagree, let's agree, excuse me, let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Please. Let me repeat that again. Let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable, especially on topics such as this. Let's have an adult conversation, y'all. Let's have the adult conversation. Agree to disagree without being disagreeable. I cannot stress that enough. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. One person did, and I appreciate that. Many others, drop your comments. Let me know what you think. Share this video. Share it on social media. Let's get it out there. Start the conversation. An adult conversation. A mature adult conversation. In any event, I'm going to hop off of here. I love y'all. Take care. God bless. And have a blessed weekend. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.